All right, guys, we're back. Now we're really going to get into Dino. I think I started 2 of our videos by saying that. This time I really mean it, though. So, yeah, I know I kept you on the hook, though, didn't I? You're like, where is freaking Dino type? Okay, so let's share screen and get into it. So we've got a big old mess here, don't we? Let's just do this. Command A. Have fun with those type tools, everybody. As mentioned, they're here. Whoop, and just go in, play around with them, okay? And then the last thing, just remember, you have type on options here, and you have type on path options as well. Check it out. So you can do the same thing with the area as well as the type on path. Same deal. But it's amazing that you have full control over all of those options. So I'm going to command A and then delete. Woo! Okay, so now we're for real. Now we're for realsies, right? And we're going to go in and let's go into vector class. And we're going to go into week 7. And we're going to go into Dino type. And we're going to go into supporting. And I have this one right here, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and place it. So that was Command Shift P, right? So Command Shift P, place. You guys, of course, can drag and drop it in, or we can know there's multiple ways of getting there, as we've done in class. Now my placing, for some reason, beautiful, it does embed it. Not that I need it. I'm going to get rid of this before the end of class, okay? But we will use this just as a template. So maybe we'll call this out as template, but we won't create it as a template. And I'm going to lock that down, okay? I don't need it to draw from because we're going to create this copy on our own, okay? We'll get as far as we get. You'll notice I did a real simple spec guide here, right? So we're going to do the quickest of spec guides, utilize the copy in both black and right to send them. Yeah, you guys get the idea. Moving on, let's rock and roll. So first thing I want to do is let's get the copy started. Sound good? So let's call this out as main text, okay? So new layer, main text. Good? Nice. And that's going to be the main Dino-Sours that we're going to do. And we're going to do it right here in the center of the board. Now, when you guys create your own, I'm doing this right on the template and not optimal, right? I'm going to do it this way just for the in-class. But remember, for your assignment, for your monster text, I believe it's what, 4 by 4 in the width by, shit, you guys, look at the instructions, right? And that's
4 by
what,
2.
Thank you. 4 by 2?
Yeah.
Awesome. So when you do the monster button one, remember monster text, name it accordingly, of course. And then 4 by 2, this is what you want to do your monster button type on. And remember, the reason we're going to do it this size is just to maintain so that you don't go too big, right? You can make it as big as you want, but this is just for optimal, so that when we put it on the package, you kind of utilize that nice area. And why I did that up. So check out the instructions if you haven't checked them out yet or watched that first video we did. Okay, sorry, let's get into it. It's type, creative type, woohoo! So what I'd like you to do, everyone, T tool, please. Thank you very much. And let's click. There we go. Lorem ipsum, lorem ipsum, lorem ipsum, right? Don't do this. I don't want a text box. I just want you to create, just click, right? Good. We know it's
5 by 4 or 4 by 5.
Just look at the instructions, Beth. That's for when you get to the monster package. So go back to the 5. Go back to the one we created, the 8.5, 11, and I want you to work off the 8.5, 11 right now. Okay. So the monster button package type size is 4 by 2, but don't worry about that. I just did that to show you this is where you want to begin for your monster type exercise or your project. We're doing Dino type right now. So let's go in. Dino-Sours. I know, it's so good. So we got Dino-Sours. Yeah, amazing. And we know that we can, right? Click on it. Good, right? I'm holding command, right? Remember, that'll take us from our type tool to whatever tool to our arrow. You'll notice it's defaulting to a black arrow, which is fantastic because that will then allow me to go, whoop, hey, check it out, upside down type real quick. All right. So now, where do we want to begin? I'm going to just kind of center this again on the artboard here. First step. Well, there are a few first steps if you want. You can try the type tool, look at this. And we can actually go in and maybe play around with some of this type before we convert it to outlines. Okay. Don't need to. I'm going to undo, but I just wanted to show you that you could have fun with it prior. Okay, but we're not. What I want you to do right now is select on the copy, Command Shift O. Yay! We are officially converted to outlines, Command Y. And we know that Command Y will take us to outline mode, and we can now see it, right? Bada boom, bada bing. Look at that, beautiful, right? This font is a disaster. This is a dumpster fire alone. Like, look at this mess of an S. Are you kidding me? I know it's supposed to be fun and playful, but check out that. Are you kidding? Anyway, I'm done. We're going to fix some of this stuff up because, again, this is a free font. I know they say don't use it for commercial. Don't worry, bro. I'm not going to use it for commercial because it's, yeah, we're going to fix it. It's a font that needs some repair for sure. As mentioned last time we got together about type, remember those DAF font ones are created by people who are just looking to get it up so that someone will use them. So if you go into, say, your glyphs panel, right, you'll notice that in your glyphs panel, you're not going to have probably a whole lot of options available to you. Yeah. So check out your glyphs panel. There's your glyphs panel for this font. You literally have an exclamation mark, a number sign, and a few other small characters. Check it out. You do not have lowercase font, right? So you guys will notice whether you hit shift or you don't hit shift, it doesn't matter. There's shift by holding shift. And here's no shift, holding no shift. Notice shift is the exact same type because there's no lowercase version, okay? And again, this is what you get with a free font or ones that are created by people who just want you to have fun with it, which is good. We love people like that, but not typically ones that, you know, they will require some TLC, as it were. Now, we're ready to TLC it. Let's go in. Black arrow, so Command Select, and I'm going to select on this object, and I want you guys to do a Command Shift G for me. Let's have appearance open. I always like to have appearance open. The reason being is it tells you exactly what's going on. After we converted it to outlines, notice, and I can take a step back here, sorry, quickly. After I converted it to, oh, there we go, Dino-Sours, right? Notice, sorry, one more. There we go. Notice type, yeah? So appearance is telling us we're in type. Good. Command Shift O. Good. Now it's a group. So I love appearance open, not just because of what the panel can allow us to do, but also because it allows us to see exactly what's going on with everything. Command Shift G. Good. Now check it out. Zero stroke black fill. Cool, yeah? So let's do this. I'm going to go in and maybe just make this green to start with. And I'm going to use my fill for this, right? So I went in and I made a fill of that shape, okay? So, and if you didn't make a color of it yet, no worries. We'll get there together regardless. No big deal. Now, let's have a look. This is our main copy, all right? And we're going to work on the main copy. Yeah, let's do it now. Okay. So Command, black arrow. Let's have some fun with this, okay? One thing I want to start with is get rid of this tittle. Yes, that's what it's called. You know that now. I'm not being silly. So delete, delete. I'm getting rid of that. I don't want the tittle in there, okay? A few other things I don't want. I don't want this O. So white arrow, everyone. I manually went to my white arrow because in this case, I want to stay on here for a while. Click, delete, click, delete. Good. I've got this, right, dash here, and maybe I'm going to have some fun with it. You'll notice in the one that I did, I kind of created this as kind of a piece of the egg that's broken off. So I'm going to do something like that, the very slightest of tweaks to kind of make it look like an eggshell breaking, okay? Because there's going to be an egg here, and there's going to be an egg here, as you'll notice above, right? So we got something like that. Okay, so another thing, I don't want this, okay? This is a compound path. So if I moved it around, right, notice how you can, which is kind of here, D, hit the D key for me. There we go, right? As we move it around, you'll notice you can see through it, right? And that's letting you know that it's a compound path, that's been knocked out. And this, in fact, is an object within, right? Cool. So that being said, I'm going to do this. You can, of course, release compound path, but instead what I'm going to do is use the white arrow. And notice I can select on individual items and then just hit delete, delete. See that? So you can, in fact, go in and with the direct selection tool, you can actually get in and start deleting elements you don't want just with the white arrow, which is kind of neat. So here we go. We're getting there, right? We've got a DIN. We're missing some O's. Now, here's where we might switch to, try this with me, switch to the black arrow. Now, if you switch to the black arrow, we hopefully are able.
Fish, sorry, I think a couple of us are falling behind. Just trying to figure out how you separated like the tittle and like the hole in the center of the D. I think I must have missed that.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you, everyone. Sorry. Keep an eye on the chat and let me know. Yeah, don't be afraid to speak up. Guys, this is the white arrow. Go to the white arrow for me. Everyone's on the white arrow? Now you guys notice Command Y, so you can go into outline mode, okay? Now with the white arrow, notice how you can select on individual nodes, right? And we know that. See, we can grab a node and move it. Select on just the tittle above. You can do a marquee selection like that and just select on it. Now hit delete, delete. You have to hit it twice because what it's in essence doing is it's going to delete this section first, then it's going to delete the rest of it. Cool? You guys, of course, could have went in and then, because this was a compound path, even though it's just a circle and a rectangle, it is a compounded path. So you need to release compound path in this instance if you want to use, say, the black arrow. See this? So even though it's, there's no knockouts, there's nothing in this to say it's knocked out. But notice compound path, right? So you can, in theory, and we could have done that, and maybe a better way to do it, if you want to try this with me, everyone, you can select on the whole object. And this is how it's shown actually in the in-class as well. So I do a digress. Compound path and release. So maybe we want to start there. I apologize. That makes things a little bit more user-friendly for everyone. And you can do that at any time. We can do that now if you want. So please select on all, Command A, release. So object, compound path, and then we're going to release. Okay. So by doing that, in outline mode, it's not going to look any different, but check out what happens when we do it in preview mode. So compound path, release. Hey, so what it did there, as we know, is it just got rid of the donut holes, right? The pieces that were, in fact, compound paths. Also, what you'll notice is it then also it allows us now to grab those inner pieces. I apologize. I'm making things difficult for you. I would never mean to do that on purpose. So that being said, let's go into outline mode with our black arrow this time. Delete, select on the tittle now. Delete, select on the circle. Delete, select on the circle. Delete. Sorry, that was a much better explanation, I think. And you guys are like, yeah, thanks for leaving us behind. So we have Dino-Sours. Weird. Okay, we good? Did we all get that okay? Awesome. Good stuff. So yeah, don't hesitate, guys. Shout out, because I don't want anyone lost. Otherwise, you're going to have to watch painstaking videos again. I'm kidding. They're not that bad. At least not like the first one. Hey, everybody, let's get ready. Okay. So I'm going to do some real simple things here. Egg. Let's create an egg. Okay. I didn't like the tittle the way it was because I want to make an egg here out of this little guy. Really quick egg. Okay. So create a circle. Okay. You can hit the L key. There we go. L key. Yeah. Or go into shapes and look at your circle, right? You've done that enough. Now, egg is really, really simple. Yeah. We can go into our white arrow here, select. So white arrow, everyone, select on that. You'll notice right when you move it, right, shape expands. So it's telling you that you're no longer a basic object. You are moving it into a custom shape, okay? So regardless, all I want to do is I'm going to white arrow and I want you to marquee select just on the very top of the node right there. Check this out. You can actually go and just do a quickest of modifications by clicking and bending. See that? How beautiful is that? Custom egg 101, done. Right? Wasn't that nice? So that was just with the white arrow. So select on the node right? You can go to the line segment, click and drag. And at the end of the day, you don't even need to select on the lines, the node. I think you probably just go into white arrow and do that. But this is kind of a neat way to go about it, right? And that way it'll just kind of create a base that's thicker and a nice little top. And now we have our little egg that we can do. Everyone can have a different egg. It's all good. You want to make it a little taller, longer, right? But something like that looks really good, right? It looks like our Cadbury mini egg 101. So I've got my dino here. You can stay upright, but again, based on the font, notice how the font is really playful. I might do just a bit of a tweak and just put it on its side like so, okay? Now, let's have a look at general shapes. Our D. First of all, we're missing something in here, aren't we? I could, in fact, grab this egg, Option, click and drag, and utilize that as my hole. But I'm finding if I do that, I've got to, I'm finding I might be going overboard with the eggs because I'm going to use the egg shape here as well. And I don't want to overdo it. So what I may do is do a simple circle for the D. Something like that is kind of fun. Okay. And that way it's a little different. It looks more like it's part of the font instead of, right, the egg. Anyway, you get the idea. We're going to do the same thing for the R. So take a step back, Command, spacebar Command, zoom out, and then spacebar Command, zoom in. And then what we're going to do is maybe select, I'm hitting Command right now because I do have my circle tool on. So Command, click on the R, get rid of it. Okay. And then I'm going to hit the L key. It's already there. And I'm going to do the same deal. You may want to steal your circle from over here. That way, these are the same, which actually will tie it in really nicely together. So what you can do here, everyone, is click, right? Option, click and drag. So that was with Command, remember, black arrow, hold Command, keep it down, Option, drag. And as you do that, maybe I'll hold Shift down. And that will even keep it in line vertically. And we now have something like that. That's kind of fun. I like it, right? And none of us will have the same copy. At the end of the day, you guys will all have something different. And good, because that's good. We all want something a little different. But hopefully we can get very close. So let's do this. The D, I want to make it really big. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I might rotate that a little more. Okay, there we go. So we have our D. We'll maybe bump that down. We're going to have some play on our, right? We're going to have some nice flow to it. Okay, we're going to get here. Now, if you really want to put something in place, we can do the egg, right? And we know we're going to take an egg and we're going to put an egg right here. Okay, so that will allow me to get kind of some of the spacing. Sorry, so let me do that again. I'm going to grab all of these letters here. So I'm going to Command. Remember, I have Command held down pretty much the entire time when working, depending, of course, what I'm doing. But, you know, a lot of times we'll have my Command held down. And then my Command with Option, duplicate, right? And we've done that a lot. So lots. So I'm hoping that's working for everyone. Again, Command, select, over to a corner, Shift. So Command and Shift held down, click and drag. Right? And let's get our egg in place. So I'm going to do something, I'm going to slightly tweak it to the left and maybe I want it to be touching the end. And you'll notice up here, oops, I'm in preview mode or outline mode. I want to kind of create a nice shadow in the end to get some depth, okay? And that's kind of nice. I don't know that, I don't want to connect the D or the N because I want some space and breathing room, but this is okay because it's kind of a shape and it's an object that I'm kind of playing around with. I will utilize it. Now, what I'd like you to do is grab this, right? We're gonna, actually, before we do that, we're gonna go here. Let's move everything back. And if you wanna do this one at a time with your pieces, by all means, you're more than, it's all good. I will never know, okay? Now, hit the P tool for a second. That'll take us to the pen tool. Of course, you can go up to the pen tool. And let's go in and just remove a point for that guy. There we go. And so now we've got a really quick, right, dash that we can utilize, okay? So we got that. And I might play around. Remember, as per the sketch, I'm gonna kind of create a crack in the egg and then have it kind of exploding out because it's so sour. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, relax. So we've got the S here. Now, the S needs some work, doesn't it? And I want to show you a really awesome thing. This is new. They didn't have this before. If you click on a node, and if you, so do this with me, with the S key, with the S on, go to your white arrow for a second. This, as mentioned, is a mess. What a mess. Just font is just awful. But that's okay. We're going to fix it. What I wanted to show you right here, huge, like it kind of juts. I can tell you where these points are, right? That's how badly this font is. And I know it's supposed to be rough, but you're not supposed to be able to see a jut here. You're not supposed to see a jut here and here and here, right? These are so obviously not right. But that's okay. I'm going to go here and I'm going to marquee select on just this point. Now, click, drag, okay? Oh, and it didn't work now. It worked for me, yes. There it is. Notice how this guy here, I'm using my white arrow, and why does that not work for me? This one doesn't want to work for me. That's okay. I don't even care. Let's try this. Select on that one. Good, right? So you'll find clicking here with the white arrow, notice how it will actually take it in line. Oh, it's not working for me now. Come on. It did it for me yesterday, I promise. It was so awesome. I was like, this is the coolest trick ever. I can't wait to show you guys. All right. So notice it moves both of those pulleys. That's still working, sort of. Okay. So by using both of these pulleys, here we go, whoop, right? It then kind of gets rid of that bump, is what I wanted to show you. And actually, it's working. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Try it with this one. Select on this right here. This is a mess. We can, of course, go into the pen tool and we can fix it. But instead, click, drag. There it is. That's what I wanted to show you. Oh, my goodness. I need more coffee. Give me a sec. I'm going to get some. So select on the node. This is amazing. We're going to go here. We're going to click on just this pulley and move it slightly. Click. See that? How awesome. So what it did was it then it took this pulley and it just brought it in line to make sure that it's a smooth curve automatically. Game changer. Amazing. You guys are like, yeah, okay, big deal. That's pretty awesome. So what I want you to do is let's do that together with all of these nodes. Select on the node, click, pull, yeah, straight, beautiful line, curve, beautiful curve. Now we just take a quick look, space bar, move around, check it out. We now have a beautiful S. That's awesome. So much better than before, okay? And now we can have fun with it. Now what I'm gonna do is play around with maybe some depth, right? I might add a little bit deeper S in there. And I might add a little bit deeper in my S up above, right? And maybe I do a little bit of play up on the S here. Again, I'm kind of creating my own custom font, right? It would be even better to go in my sketchbook and totally create my own, but this is a good way and good practice to go about it, okay? That's so much better. So you guys are like, yeah, really? Yeah, it really is, I promise. Like, look at the S here in comparison, right? What a difference. Like overall, like this is such a mess and this is so now clean, okay? Nice. Okay, so do this, select, option, click and drag. We want to keep that S. If you want it to be a little different so it doesn't look like you just copied and pasted the same S over, because that's in essence what we did, you can of course make again maybe some slight tweaks to this little guy, right? I don't know if it's necessary. Again, consistency is always helpful, but maybe I will do something, right? Do something like that with the S and make the tail a little bumpier there to add in, and depending on space, etc. It still has the same shape and the same form, right? We have them. They are definitely part of the family. I just made the slightest tweak to it. All right, cool. Let's go in. We've got, for kerning process or purpose, let's go in. I'm going to do a click option drag. Okay. I have my black arrow on, hence why I didn't say command. If you are any other tool happens to be on, if you happen to be on the circle still, command, right? Command click, command option, drag. There we go. Wicked. And now we can do this. Woo. Good, check it out. So now we've got egg, egg. And I'll keep them the same size and I'll overlap my S and my egg because at the end of the day, I did it to the N in the egg. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep that consistency. And then for these ones, I don't know that I need to really touch anything else. I'm gonna hit my A key for a second. That'll bring up my white arrow, or you can of course go up to your white arrow. And I'm gonna bring maybe this down, okay? And maybe I'll do this. Again, I have issue right here. See that? You can even tell, like look at how those corners are pulled. So I need to, I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna click with my white arrow, snap, beautiful. And then maybe I'll just make this U a little bit more swoopy, swoopy. There we go. Same deal. And then maybe I'll bring that down, maybe round it off slightly. That's nice. Oh, what a difference, right? I kind of like this angle here, and maybe I'll do the same thing, but maybe make that angle opposing, right? And that way it'll allow me to nest this R in there as well. So I just went back to my black arrow. You can hit the V key as well, right? And then maybe I'll take this R, watch our spacing, because I know we did touch the egg, but check out the spacing here matters because we want to keep it very similar to what we have in the D and the I, right? Because that matters. So just keep in mind, always look at space because that matters, yeah? And even the U to the egg, right? And then the R to the U. That looks pretty good, okay? And then maybe this, I think we made a little smaller. Maybe I'll just for fun, I might nest it, make it tiny. Maybe like that. Oh, that's kind of fun. Step back though and have a look. No, it's not fun. That's a mess, okay? So you know by just stepping away from it for a second to have a look at it overall. Oh, so much better, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just, maybe I will make it even bigger because it will then it will kind of border in my D and my S. See what I did here? I just grabbed my S from the overall here to the right. What I'm gonna do is make it kind of the same X height and cap height as D here. And I'm gonna hold shift. Something like so, yeah? Bring it over now. Yeah, and then step back and have a look. Now, it's the same size, but I'm finding again, it's maybe a little too daunting. So I might bring that in just slightly. And this is the joy about copy and type. We have nonstop elements that we need to keep an eye on, yeah? And it's challenging, man, like it really is. There's a lot going on in any typeface. There's a lot going on, as you guys know, right? From the handout for the, right? The letter and the, right? The written word. You guys are well aware now. Cool. So we got this. Looks nice. And maybe I know I moved that, but it's been moved. So I'm gonna just throw that up there now. Cool. So it's up and to the right and looks nice. We're getting there, everyone. Let's Command S would be a good idea. Yeah. Dinosaurs in class or Dino-Sours in class. And I'm gonna go into my Dino type, right? This is working. So I'd like you to create and make sure you save an AI file. Amazing. All right. So maybe I'm going to stop recording and then we'll go just so that these are in bite size. It's already been about an hour. So I say bite size and you guys are like, yeah, buffet size, try. Okay, sorry. So